Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm here today in a cold and wet and windy Durban, and we have schools from all sorts of places all over the country. So thank you for giving up your time. We're going to be about 30 minutes in this session. Hopefully you attended the session last week where we built the crossword and the hidden answer, and hopefully you've had time to practice and have a go. If you have had a go and you've managed to build one of those exercises successfully, just put a comment in the chat bar here. And we also, apart from myself, my name is Angela from Cyberwall. For those that don't know me, we've got Estelle here and Stuart from Cyberwall, who are part of the sales and the support team. So if you have got any questions as we go along, please type them in the chat. One of the things I forgot to mention last time is that our courses are now accredited for SACE points. So to get your 5 SACE points for this exercise builder, you are supposed to attend all 4. If you have missed one, which was last week, we can send you a video recording. So please just drop us an email on info@mycyberwall.coza and we'll send you a recording of last week, and then you can attend the next 2 weeks, and then we'll submit your details to SACE. We will get all your SACE numbers and your ID numbers, etc., to do that submission. Okay, so the next one that we're doing next week is, again, it will be 30 minutes, and next week we're doing a short text and what is the other one? A missing word type of exercise. So we're only focusing on 2 per session, so we can obviously go step by step and show you exactly what to do. I have added a poll, which you can see next to the chat. You can click on there just at the end of the session and complete. It's just a confidential questionnaire of whether you now feel confident to complete or build these exercises yourself on My Cyberwall. Okay, so without much ado, we're going to start. Just to let you know how it works, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to demonstrate to you. If you have your laptop in front of you and you want to log in and follow me, you're obviously welcome to do that. And when we start the session, I can't see you at all, so it's not like a Google Meet or Teams Meet. I can't interact with you, I can't see you, you can see me. So it's a bit strange, but that's how it works. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so please ask questions as you go along, and we're going to start. Obviously, the great thing with Exercise Builder is it allows you to build your own exercises on My Cyberwall, but using our templates. They're stored on the system, so they don't disappear, and then you can also share them with your colleagues as well. Okay, so I've logged in already, as you can see. So the first thing, obviously, you have to do is to log in. Let's just have a look at the 2 that we're going to build today, which will be a true and false and a multiple choice. Okay, so those are what we're going to build. And I just want to show you what they look like. So we're going to grade 6 and S. Let's just go to one of the term assessments. And you'll see that we've built these term assessments. And we're also... Oh, okay, sorry. Apparently I'm not sharing my screen. Let me go back to that. Sorry. Okay, right. Hopefully you can see my screen now. If not, Stuart will be running up the stairs to tell me again. So hopefully we're all good now and I can proceed. So we are just going to have a look at the 2 exercise types. If you have a look here, I'm just going to show you an example. So I'm in grade 6, term 2, which is the term assessment. And you'll see the assessments, usually what we do is use different activity types. So for this one, for example, at part 1 is a drag and drop. Part 2 is a missing word. We'll do that next week. Part 3, here we go, is a true or false. This is what we're going to do first, where the learner has to select whether the statement is true or false. You can obviously use this in any subject, the true or false. It is really a lower level type of exercise, but obviously it does have its uses. It's very, very easy to build as well. Okay, here's the next type, which is the multiple choice. So when we do the assessments, we give 4 options. And if you just have a look at this layout, We're going to build a different layout, a little bit simpler. But for example, we put the question in one block and then the 4 options of answers underneath. You can use less than 4. If you want to use 2 or 3 options, you can also do that. You can also add pictures in here, and we're going to try and do that as well when we demonstrate. Okay, so those are the 2 that we're going to do today, the multiple choice and the true and false. Okay, so let's start with the true and false, which I think is very easy. For those of you that were here last week, we did a hidden answer, and the layout is very similar. All right, so the first thing we do is go to Educator Exercises on the bottom left tab, and we're going to open up this page again, which shows us all the exercises that have been built. Okay, and it's got the subject, the grade, the unit, the module, the title, and whether it's published or not. So for example, look at this one. It's a parts of speech crossword. I think that's the one we did last week. I've unpublished it, which means it's not it can't be seen by any learners or any other teachers. So if you go and publish that, all you have to do is edit it. Let me just show you how to do that again quickly. And then you publish it by literally clicking on there, and you've now published that exercise, and it's now live for everyone to see. Okay, so back to that page again. All right, so we're going to build a new one from scratch, and remember exactly the same as we did last week. To build any activity type, we're going to do the plus button here, and remember this grade button is if you want to search for something. So if I wanted to search for, let's say, English, it will call up all the English. If I just want grade 6, okay, there's no grade 6, but if I wanted grade, I see there's a lot of grade 4s, it will search and sort those educator exercises. But we're going to build a new one, so we're going to click the plus button. Okay, remember last week I showed you how to do an attachment. We won't do that this week. What we're going to do is go straight to the details page, which is the second tab along, and we're going to put the name of the exercise in here. So I'm going to build one for, I'm going to just call this diseases, okay, and this is going to be for life skills, and it's grade 6, and I have to select the unit. I think that's health and environmental responsibility. And then I'm going to put it into communicable diseases. Okay, you have to fill this in. You cannot leave this blank, because this is actually telling the system where to put the exercise. So you can't leave that blank and then try and go ahead. It won't work. I'm going to publish it, but as I said before, you don't need to publish it until you use it. And I would certainly wait until you're ready and you know it's perfect to publish it, especially if you're in a school with a school license, where your learners can see it and it's visible, okay? But I'm going to, just because it's just us, I'm going to publish it, and I'm just going to click that it's in, where's life skills? Okay, there it is at the bottom, okay. I don't need to do any more than that. So I'm populating the details from the drop down, I'm publishing it, and I'm selecting the topic. The most important thing, of course, is to save. Okay, when you see that brain pumping like that, it means your internet is going, and you'll see exercise successfully saved came up at the bottom. Right, so that page is done. Let's go to preview, which is the next tab to your left. Okay, so we have the title, but it's blank at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this plus button here, and I'm going to select the type of activity I want to build. So here's all the different types. And what we're doing now is, there it is, a true or false. Okay, so it's immediately brought up the template for true or false. And you see at the top, the activity size is set to 100%. You can drag that smaller, but I don't know why you'd want to, so I always leave it at 100%. And then you see a block here. Again, this is the same as the hidden answer. Show activity instructions. Let's click in there. And then I just click in there, and it will bring my text editor box up. So in here, I'm going to write my instruction. So I'm going to put select true or false for the statements below. Okay, so all of these things up here works like Word. If I wanted to put this in bold, and I wanted to put it in purple, and if I wanted to center it, there's lots of fancy things I can do. Okay, so I've centered it bold purple. If I want to do bullets or put a hyperlink in, or a picture. We are going to do pictures in multiple choice, but in true or false, you don't really need to put pictures in unless you did it instead of a statement. I can underline it. I can do all sorts of things here. I can put tables in. So this, I'm not going to go through all the functionality here, but it works very much like Word. Okay, I'm just going to put this back to our standard layout, which is to right align it in black and not bold. Okay, so I'm going to press save, and that is my instruction. And then again, you see this dummy block here, which has got all this Latin. So we're just going to delete that. So I just clicked on the button and pressed delete. Okay, so now I need to set my template up, and I need to choose what sort of block layout I want. I'm going to, for this one, like the hidden answer, just choose the 2-block layout, and I'm going to put the statement here, and I'm going to put the true or false in this block here. So let's add those blocks, which I did, and I'm going to also put borders on them. So if I just click on the pencil here, and I'm asking it for borders, all borders. Okay, so I'm going to, in this one, make a column heading, and I'm going to call that statement. I'm going to center it and bold it, which is our normal standard. And I am going to paragraph space it, which just moves it down a little bit. So it says statement. And then I'm going to put text in here, and my text will be true or false. So you can put a question mark or whatever. But I've basically got my column heading set up. Let me paragraph space that. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to save. So I've got my setup correct now, and all I'm going to do now is copy this down. So I'm going to copy this down, and I'm going to put my first question in this text block, or first statement. So I've just made some silly statements up, which I'm going to type in. Sanitation is important to prevent disease. Okay, I'm going to just paragraph space that. Obviously, you can either type your statement in here, or you could copy and paste it from another document or website or whatever. And I'm going to press save. I go into this block here, and I don't put text in though. Now I select true or false. So that answer is actually true. So all I'm going to do here is switch this button to true. Okay, and that is it. Now I'm going to just copy that down, copy it down, copy it down, copy it down. I'm obviously not going to do 10 or 20 questions for time, but let me just put a couple more statements in. So I'm going to put COVID-19 is caused by, bacteria. Okay, again, I'm going to paragraph space that, and that would be, I'm going to have to turn that now to false. And now my next question, okay, you can see how easy it is, especially if you're copying and pasting it. Athlete's foot, I spelled that wrong, I think, is caused by a fungi, by a virus. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the answer is. Let's assume virus is right. I actually think it's a fungi, but anyway. It's caused, just correcting my spelling, and I'm paragraph spacing it. Let's assume that's right. I do think the answer is actually fungus, but never mind. Okay, I think it's just to give you an idea of how to do this. I'm going to put you can be vaccinated against chickenpox as my next one. Again, I could copy and paste that in. But that's basically all I have to do. And the answer there is true. I'm just going to take that one out. So if I wanted more, I would just copy, 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 copy down. That's all. And change my statement and just put my true or false to be, whether it's true or false. So all I have to do now is press save. And I'm going to close it. And I want to go check what it looks like. So I'm going to Life Skills Grade 6. And remember, I put it in communicable diseases. Let's just go have a look. And we've got a new section here, which is called Educator Exercises. If you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see exercises has come up and Educator Exercises. So here's what I've just built. And remember, I did put it live. And you'll see true, false, true, true. And then obviously the learner. This will auto mark, obviously. And this, you press submit. and I have 4 out of 4 correct. Remember, when you're creating your exercise, you create both your exercise and your memo at the same time. So again, it saves a lot of time. So I've just PDF'd and downloaded it. So if you wanted to use this to hand out to your learners, there it is, and it tells you the version, which is the date that you did it or updated it, and it all looks quite nice. And if you want the memo, just downloading the memo here, there it is. Okay, there's the memo. Okay, so that is a true or false. If there's any questions on that, please, type in the chat, and Stuart or Estelle will try and answer your questions. Let's go to the next type, which is a multiple choice. I just want to, we did have a look at a multiple choice. We're going to build one that looks very much like this one that I'm going to show you. It's in NS grade 4. It's in living and non-living, I think, yep. And let's just have a look at it, and then let's see what we're going to build. So it's going to be an exercise which is going to look like this. So remember, I said you can use pictures. The pictures could be, for example, as the question, or it could be as the answer. This one has got the question and 2 options here, which is what we're going to build. Just from the sake of time today, I'm going to put the question number, the picture, and then my 2 columns. And then obviously this is an auto mark exercise as well. Remember, in the assessments, we do 4 columns. I'll show you the different block layouts you can use. Okay, so let's go to Educator Exercises again. Same procedure, plus to build a new exercise. Details, I'm going to put this as living or non-living. And my subject will be NS. And it's grade 4. Again, you must choose something from these drop downs. I think that's, yeah, life and living. Module is living and non-living things, and I'm going to publish it only just to show you. And I'm just going to tick that it's NS, and I'm going to save. Very important. So you won't be able to get very far unless you've done this first step here. Okay, it's done. Let's go to preview. Okay, so again, I'm on my template here, and I need to select my exercise type. So again, it's the yellow plus button, and we're going to choose a multiple choice. Okay, so there's a few different buttons up the top here. The one that with the type of multiple choice that we're going to build, that means that there's only one correct answer per row. So if I want to do it like that, I must put this, what's called the horizontal constraint on. There are other ways to build multiple choices, but I don't really want to get into that in a short space of time. I will show you the tutorial later where you can see the different types of multiple choice you can build, and you basically do different things with these buttons here. Okay, but I want to show you the most basic one. Okay, so again, we have the instruction block. So again, you could copy and paste this, choose the correct option or choose the answer. I'm just going to make it short. Again, I could put pictures here, or I could underline it or color it. I'm going to save. I'm going to now delete this dummy block again. Okay, so now is the time to choose what block layout we need. So I'm going to do a single block where I'm going to put the question number, and then I'm going to put, no, I'm not. I'm going to choose 3 questions like this. So I'm going to, yeah, let me do this one. Okay, let's do a 3 block, and I'm going to do my borders. You don't have to put borders in, just maybe to make it look a bit neater. Click on the button, choose border options or border. And here I'm going to actually put my picture in. So my text there, my column heading will be picture. And I will bold it again. Obviously this exercise will auto mark, and I will paragraph space it. And then we can choose whether it's going to be, sorry, it's going to be text in here still. Living or non-living will be the next one. So they click in the box in the column to show that it's living or non-living. Okay, living, text, non-living. Okay, I'm going to bold it, I'm going to center it, and I'm going to paragraph space it. Okay, so there we go, I've set it up. I'm next going to copy down. I want to save just in case. There we go, it's saved successfully. So in here, I'm going to put my picture, and we're just going to put pictures in. And then here it will be multiple choice option. And let's just have a look here. This little wheel here, we've got to put in whether it's going to be, we're going to use text only. All right, on this one. So it's multiple choice option, text only. Okay, you can put pictures in here as well. Then you'd obviously put picture or picture and text. And I'm just going to put my pictures in now. So I've saved them to my downloads. There we go. That's the first one. Remember, when you put a picture in, it must be a JPEG or a PNG, and it should be less than a meg. In fact, if you're going to put 10 pictures in an exercise, you need to compress them as small as possible. I'm just going to show you a really good website quickly there. You can compress pictures. I hope you can still see my screen. It's called Tiny PNG. So what you can do is you can drag your pictures there, and it will reduce. The ones I've got here are all very small, but this one is 96 kilobytes, and you just drag your picture in there to reduce it. Okay, it's already been reduced, but basically it will make the pictures a lot smaller. And then obviously you don't want to put great big pictures in. It will make your exercise way too slow. Okay, so we always compress every picture we put in. Okay, so is this living or non-living? So is it living? The answer is no. Is it non-living? I'm going to just pull that slider to yes in the same way that I did for the true or false. All I do now is I'm going to copy in my next picture, which I'm going to change, and I'm going to do the birds. Okay, is it living? Yes. Is it non-living? No. Okay, so you can see how quick it is. All I'm doing is just copy, copy, copy. My next one is plastics. So that is the other way around, I think. Make sure I've got the headings right. It's non-living. I'm going to copy this one. So I'm not going to do 10, so I'll just do 5 so we can see it. Okay, is that living or non-living? That is living. And it's not non-living. I'm going to do one more. You can use multiple choice again for any subject. Let me just put the last one in. So that is non-living, and it is, yeah, that's correct. Okay, I could put numbers in here as well if I wanted to put a row. Let me just show you how to do that. So I'm going to just add a block. I could have done that at the beginning, but I'll just show you. And I'm just going to move that up, and I'm going to put, I think that's number 5. So I'm not going to do them all. I'll just show you one. Okay, so that was just going to number that last one there. So that's number 5, and I'm going to save. Okay, so yeah, it's great for all subjects, even for maths. You can use it for languages where you're giving them a choice of 2 or 3 or 4 different options for vocabulary or spelling, etc. So I'm done. You can see how easy that was. So once you've got your format and your template set up, you basically copy, 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 and you just edit this and then you save. Let's have a look at it. I have built it in, just make sure it saves. Yeah, content saves successfully. And remember, I put it in NS, grade 4. I put it in living and non-living. And at the bottom here, again, you'll see a new section here. I think that's another one I built previously, but this is the one I just did. Living or non-living. There we go. And I have built, let's just check it works as well. Non-living, living, non-living. And I'm going to press submit if I was the learner. There we go, 5 out of 5. And you have also created the memo as well as the exercise at the same time. So there it is. It all looks nice. And remember, I put the number on the last one just to show you. So yeah, I could adjust the size of these photos because I wouldn't like that to be hanging off the page like that. So I could go back and edit and maybe make them all a little bit smaller if I wanted them all to fit nicely onto a page, for example. Okay, but that's just to give you an idea. All right, so, and then the memo, which we've created at the same time, looks like that. You can see the ticks are in the right place. So you wouldn't necessarily want to hand that out because of printing costs, but you might just show that on your board, etc. Okay, so that's your memo. All right, so there's lots of different ways of building the multiple choice. One of the things I want to refer you to is in the resources section. And we're actually just updating these now, so they will be put live this week. So in the tutorial section, you'll see Educator Exercises. I'm just going to click on here. So everything that we've done is here on the screen. Okay, you can have a look. So what we did today, if you wanted to make your browser bigger, I'm just going to put it bigger so you can see easier. And you'll see here how to add blocks, how to add borders, how to add an attachment, which are the ones we did today. There we go, multiple choice activity. So here it shows you the different types of multiple choice that you can send, where they select only one correct answer out of a grid, out of multiple correct answers. It will just show you what to do, which buttons to turn on and off for that. It defaults to the one that we did, where you have the horizontal constraint, which you need to turn on. Okay, here's multiple choice again, and there's another page with the true or false. So that basically will help you if you are a little bit lost. If you weren't here last week and didn't see the hidden answer, yeah, it might be, we might have gone a little bit quickly. I don't like running over time because I know how busy people are, and we're running under time, which is great. So that's in the resources section. When I log off, I just want to also direct you to the YouTube channel. So if you go to click on this icon at the front of the site onto the YouTube channel, and you will see in here, if you go to the playlists, you will see all our different playlists. So we have playlists for educators, for learners, for parents, etc. So in the educator, I don't want this to play, but you will actually see all the different types of videos. And if you have a look at this one, Exercise Builder Part 2, multiple choice and true or false. This is a recording of it's Melissa, who is actually doing exactly the same session as I did today, doing multiple choice and true or false. So if you need to refer back to it, it is there. Okay, I'm just going back to our home page, and I'm going to come back into...
Welcome to our webinar.
Is starting another webinar there. So I'm just going to come back into the room now. Just let me turn my screen off. So I hope that you've enjoyed this session, and I would just like you to complete the poll at the end, just to see if you feel comfortable or not, and then we know how good our training has been. So please attend next week. Hopefully Stuart or Estelle has posted the link to the session next week. We're doing missing word and short text. Short text is a manually marked exercise, but you know, you can use it for all sorts of subjects, especially things like English, where you're going to be doing paragraph and short answers. So yes, so the SACE points we will sort out at the end of the series. One other thing I would love you to do, we do ask our teachers occasionally to go and rate and review My Cyberwall on School Advisor. And I have asked Estelle, she's just posted a link there. Thanks, Estelle. So we would love you to go and review us and give us 5 stars. It really helps us to attract other schools when they see, you know, how well we've done with our ratings and what teachers say about us. And in 2019, we actually won School Advisor's Top Supplier Award for the best ratings of any supplier to schools in any category. So we're really proud about that, and we're obviously trying to maintain our reputation that way. So if there's any questions, please ask them now. We have finished the session. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope we're going to see you next week. So in the meantime, just go and practice a true and false and a multiple choice. And if you need the videos from last week, please just drop us an email to info@mycyberwall.co.za. And we will stay on here for a couple of minutes if anybody has questions, but otherwise we'll say cheerio and we'll see you next week.